the gentleman from California, Mr. Peters, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today, a day before Yom Kippur, or Holocaust Remembrance Day, to recognize the late Cornelis and Wilhelmina de Roo. In 1940, Nazi forces invaded the Netherlands, and days later the Dutch were forced to surrender. Throughout the next 5 years, the de Roo family risked everything to save the life of a young Jewish teenager, Moritz Kopwit. He was only one of 2 survivors in his family. The de Roos understood the great risk involved in shielding Moritz, yet they displayed unyielding courage in their effort to save a fellow citizen. During the Holocaust, the Nazis systematically killed 6 million Jews. However, throughout this nightmare, there were a few, like the de Roos, who refused to allow dark forces to prevail. This past Sunday, Mr. and Mrs. de Roo were named righteous among the nations for their heroic efforts to protect Mr. Moritz Kopwit from the Nazi regime during World War II. Righteous among the nations is a special designation by Yad Vashem, the World Holocaust Remembrance Center, that conveys the gratitude of the State of Israel and of the Jewish people for those who took risks to save Jews during the Holocaust. As of January 2018, Yad Vashem had recognized over 26,000 people from 51 different countries with the Righteous Among the Nations designation. Their names appear on the Mount of Remembrance in Jerusalem. It is an unprecedented tribute by victims to those who stood by their sides. Next week marks the 74th anniversary of the Nazi Army's surrender. We must never forget the consequences of remaining silent in the face of evil and intolerance. Please join me in honoring the de Roo's selfless actions and commemorating all those whose lives were lost.